Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Live from the Dutch Hall started 4 years ago. And what we did when we started this show is we started Canada's only late night talk show that existed at the time. And 6, we have blossomed into the greatest late night talk show that I believe Canada's ever seen.
Goddamn right. Woo!
Live from the Dutch Hall is that way because of the nocturnal emissions, but I'll tell you that in the opening. But there's only one way to get to the opening.
How do we do that?
Theme song, of course.
Oh.
Just like season 4.
Our old friend. This one?
Welcome everybody live from the Dutch Hall. This is our season 5 premiere.
5 times. That's 5.
Of the greatest podcast ever to come out of Pool Shed in Pine Grove, Ontario.
Hell yes.
And I believe we are the greatest because we are the greatest band. We have the greatest band in podcast history. The Nocturnal Emissions.
Hey.
The prize this week of the Classic 4. Steve the Reluctant German on lead guitar.
Hey,
Michael, our band leader, Bo, on rhythm and vocals.
hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Instantly fucked.
On bass, we have the balls of the Nocturnal Emissions, Whiskey Wes Hagen. And on percussions tonight, The man that writes the music for the show, the Rooster Dave Charters is here for fun. And no podcast or late night talk show, in my opinion, would be complete without a bartender. In my case, I have a bartender who never serves me a drink. He's my brother. He's our bus driver. He's a beautiful fella.
He's the best.
Paul Van Dyke is here.
Hey.
And we always like to have a super fan in. This guy's a little bit more than just a super fan. This guy's got carte blanche access to the Dutch Hall. He knows he's welcome anytime. He's a fill-in bartender many times over.
One of the
He's
best.
a long-time supporter of the show. One of the best. He actually serves drinks. Jamie Barham.
Marty!
Nice, guys. Good to be here.
You know, and of course, recording this for posterity, the beautiful, lovely, talented, sexy, soft, smells nice. Dr. Jamie Van Dyke, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
And I am your host of the show, two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke.
Hey, Peter. Yay.
Let's get this going on the road. How do you feel about that opening, fellas? Did you feel good?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That's
Got
a fun
better.
one.
It got better?
Got better.
It always goes that way.
Bit of a
though,
rough
eh?
start, yeah, but
Really does.
And then it ends up you guys find your like rhythm and stuff like that.
We try
What
to.
people don't understand when they listen to the opening of the show is they think you guys just know this shit
Right.
coming into the night. Like you guys, Charles is driving down here from Burford in a snowstorm, and he's he knows last week he fucked up hard, and everybody's been giving him a hard time on the board. You know, like they've been really riding his ass. Because of what he did last week was really a piece of shit move, and you know it is. You know it is, right?
I do. I've been
Diva-
feeling bad all week.
Dickhead. Diva Dave?
Diva
Yeah.
Cup Dave.
So
Diva Cup.
2 weeks ago, Charters ends up. You showed up late, right? You had stuff going on. Which
2
is
weeks ago,
understandable.
was that late? I don't think I was late.
2 weeks ago, the show was delayed because of Diva Charters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then last week we were saying, oh, another week, Charters is late. We're waiting for Charters 2 weeks in a row. And then for some reason you brought the bass amp home. Why did you bring the bass amp home?
Yeah, Fleet, what's going on?
Yeah, what do you got planned? You played bass that one day. You took the amp home with you.
We play it I play it every week at home. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been bringing it home every week because I play it at home.
What?
Yeah, my son plays the drums, so I play the bass with him.
Right.
Yeah,
That's been coming home every week?
every week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought it was for church. You play bass
No.
with your
I
church?
play bass at church, but I don't have to bring my amp. I just plug into the board.
Sweet.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
You play bass at church?
Bass
Yeah.
for Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah. Jesus is,
Not very well. But
does
I try.
Jesus use a lot of low end?
Little bassy Jesus.
Jesus loves bass.
Jesus loves bass. Well, Black Jesus loves bass. You know that Black Jesus loves
yeah.
bass.
He's
I
got
know he
soul.
can play bass.
What?
I know he can play bass for sure.
Who, Black Jesus?
Yeah.
I think that's racist.
Yeah, Dave, what are you saying?
What are you
You
saying?
think
dude?
all black Jesus?
I learned it on South Park.
Well, then it's true.
Oh, okay. Say no more.
Yeah.
Hey, so anyways, my point is, at what was it, 10 o'clock?
I'm gonna bring the drum kit home with me this week.
Yeah.
Just packs it up.
At 10 o'clock, you tell us you're not coming, right?
Yeah, that was a dick
Yeah,
move.
yeah. And then
I
we
kind of
had,
held you guys hostage, eh?
yeah. So we had a good show last week with guests here and everything.
So.
You know like that?
You're a better drummer, eh?
No, it was good. Very
Yeah.
honest and open guest.
You know what they did when they left? It's funny. They're both sober, right? And they both
Shit.
and they both just drive right into my ditch,
Like,
Yeah, on the way out.
like directly into my ditch.
like I've never seen.
Like I have had guests here that have walked out where I'm like, oh my shit, I might have killed someone, like by just having them here and giving them access to my alcohol. Like I don't know what's going on, when they leave. Some of these people, but these people were sober, no worries at all.
100%.
I have nothing to worry about.
Right into the ditch.
Directly
Right
into
in
the
the
ditch.
Like into the culvert.
No kidding.
The ass end of their car was so was it so high up that we didn't even have to crawl under the car to chain it. We just stood
You had
there.
to chain it to get it out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, holy fuck.
They went right
Oh
in.
yeah, it went right in a deep ditch.
Wow.
My ditches are brutal here. Like,
What were they driving? Like an Omni? A Dodge Omni or something?
What does that have to do with it? What is
I
it?
don't know. Like if they were driving a Norfolk County vehicle, they probably would have just drove right out.
I don't know. They were in there pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever I think you drive in that ditch is going to be fucked.
It is a deep ditch.
It's a deep ditch. It's like they built a motor on my house. I don't know what the people planners were thinking. Like, it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
I'm on an island
Yeah,
here.
we live on tobacco blow sand. It's like fucking there's water everywhere.
Yeah, and it's got great drainage. I don't know why. I have
You're
to
at
be
the
up-
low end of the survey. That's why. You know, when they plan the ditches, they got to slope them from one end to the other, and you're at the low point probably.
Is that
So
what
the
you think?
ditches get deeper and deeper. if
You're
you
at the
start.
low point.
Yeah, Dave.
Your fucking face is the low point. That's what I'm saying. Do you ever do that?
It's good to be back.
Anyways, that bullshit move, Charters. Anyway,
I apologize.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dave.
but you know what? All of this is greatly overshadowed by some terrific news that we have in the Dutch Hall.
Oh yeah.
Terrific news. Oh, Michael, do you want to tell everyone? Michael, our band leader, Michael Bowe, my cousin, my dear friend, right? My everything, as I'll call him, right?
I'm not your everything anymore.
Yes, he's decided to go and find love in the best way possible. And you know what? His hair's falling out in clumps. He decided, let's lock this shit up. He decided to ask sweet, sweet Kelly to marry him, and she said,
What'd she say?
She said yes.
yes, everyone. Oh, so Michael's getting married to sweet, sweet Kelly.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Michael, that is way out of your league, my friend, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. We all were just holding
yeah.
our breath to think, can he pull this off? Can he really, really pull this off?
Yeah, yeah.
And just to thinking, like, maybe a year and a couple months, you'll be able to finally know what it's like to feel the matrimonial loins
I know.
of sweet,
yeah.
sweet
It's
Kelly.
going to be a special day.
It will be very special.
Wow.
It will be.
And I'm so proud.
Consummate the marriage.
You must be looking forward to that.
I am. I've been waiting for quite a while. Just,
So, Michael,
just
I-
holding hands and whatnot.
Oh, holding hands is beautiful.
It is. I also like when we kiss sometimes. It's very special.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Now, Michael, I would never ask you to tell tales out of school,
Mm-hmm.
especially when the virtue of your greatest love is at stake.
Right.
You ever put your tongue in the old lady's mouth?
Pete, I don't know if that's allowed. I like to keep it clean. It's a nice kiss
All right.
right on the lips.
Between you, we'll keep that between you and your loved ones.
Yeah. Don't kiss
But
and
I
tell.
take that as a yes. Your tongue has been in her mouth, and that is really hot.
Wow.
I can't believe you got that far with her. That is a fast girl. That's the way I was raised. But I'm telling you, Michael, when you're married
Okay.
and you put your penis right in there,
Mhm.
where they pee,
Is that where it goes?
it is the
I don't
best.
know.
It
There's
is
a couple
the-
options.
What?
There's a couple different options.
Well, later in marriage, you look for different places. But but right off the hop, Michael, you'll be happy with the one she's got
Okay.
right up front there.
It's down low.
Near the bum,
Oh.
but not at the bum.
Okay.
Yeah. I learned that when I was 16, though.
So if I'm at the bum, I'm too far.
Too far.
Oh, yeah,
Turn
too far.
around.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Quick
You
U-turn.
missed it.
Head back.
You skidded right over it like a hydroplane.
Back toward the belly button.
Yeah, beep up the fingers. Beep, beep, beep. just got to back it up a little bit, give it a little tickle. No big deal. Anyways, great that you're getting married because marriage is great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big fan of it.
Hey, let's do a shot to celebrate.
Okay.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, look at the bartenders all over it. And
Rapidly.
at one point in the time today, I went to Paul with my beer to the bar, and I was just hoping because he's sitting like right across from the fridge that he would take my bottle, put it in the empty case, and then give me a full one, right? But then I realized very quickly that he was not making any contact with my face or anything, that he didn't want to. He had no interest in helping me. So then I just went around and did it myself like I should have in the first place.
You had to
Because
move the table to do it, didn't you? You
Paul,
had to
how,
move the table out of the way?
Yeah, I moved the table out of his way too. I forget how big Paul is. He's big.
Paul, the fridge door is open.
Oh, the beer's getting warm.
Now our beer's ruined. Hey, Charters, by the way, when you didn't show up last week, one of
Yeah.
our listeners, Ella Steppa Jones,
Oh yeah,
sent you.
Ellis. Let's just keep it. Let's just call her Ellis Steppa.
I know. Charters doesn't want to bring Jones in.
No Jones.
Because Jones is. We knew Ella Steppa when she was Ella Steppa.
Oh,
That's
Not
how I
Ella
like to
Steppa
remember.
Jones.
Mr.
And Charters
Jones
likes
came.
to go back to those days
When
he
I
was
look at the
wearing
yearbook.
gray pants and a white shirt with embroidery on it saying SJC.
Yeah, embroidery that my mom embroidered. My mom had her sister-in-law embroider because she was too cheap to buy the real SJC shirts.
Yeah, because when we started high school, you just had to wear gray pants and a white shirt at this Catholic school we went to, and then like second year, they realized that like all the poor kids like me were like wearing buy-away white shirts with like airplane collars, and all the fucking rich kids from Brantford were wearing like polo shirts with like button-down collars at the
Right.
time, and they had these like fancy pants and stuff. And
How'd that make you feel?
well, I was poor. Like they made me feel poor.
Made me feel poor.
Yeah, even though I don't know if I was poor, but it made me feel poor. And then, so they said, no, we're going to even the playing field. Everyone's got to have these shirts that have SJC on them, and then everyone's wearing the same shirts, so you can't tell the poor kids from the rich kids. And then all of the poor kids' moms just got their shitty shirts embroidered because they already bought them and they fit, right?
Right,
So like, why are they going to get a new shirt? And then we were still just like idiots with like embroidered buy-away shirts, right?
And I think there was a short time when they went to just white. You weren't allowed to have any logos at all on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the rich kids, you could see the stitching where they had pulled out the polo logo. Like you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
see a perfect polo sign with holes in the shirt.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it used to be.
That was when the playing field got evened.
Yeah.
We took down their dignity. We took off their.
Polo was like gang signs.
Well, polo is just a sign that you weren't poor. Like, and then
Crips and Bloods.
there was like chaps you could wear which was like lower level polo.
Yeah.
You could buy it cheaper.
Lacoste.
Yeah, the fucking alligator.
Alligator, yeah.
Yeah, and then the skinheads had another one that had the like it was like a, you know what the skinheads had those? It was
Swastika?
like it was like a U, but it was like a wreath kind of a U or something.
Oh yeah. What was
the
that?
emblem?
Yeah.
And they all wore that. The mods and the skinheads wore that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was in the 80s and 80s, late 80s, right?
A lot of segregation back then, in the hallways.
Sounds like
It
it.
was like a prison.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was like a prison, our high
You
school.
kept with your own kind.
There was like all kinds of splinter groups, right? Like there was all these like cliques, like the mods and the skinheads and the rockers and then the jocks or whatever. And then there was like the we were in the other category, losers or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Charters, but I was in the loser category pretty firmly. And then later on, you joined us.
I think I was there the whole time.
Didn't you like flirt with like?
I tried, but it didn't work.
This is what I like about Charters. In grade 9, Charters, he was me and him weren't friends because we fought in grade school at recess time, and we were friends, I guess, but we were opposite teams, right? I had a group of my friends, and generally at recess we fought another group of friends, and you were part of the other group of friends.
Yeah.
And then when I went to high school, all my friends went to Waterford High School, and all you guys went to St. John's, and I was the one guy that was going to St. John's with you guys.
Yeah.
And then
you were like in grade school. You were like the Van Halen 1984, and I was like the Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yes. And I was on the seat. I was on the side of Van Halen. I went Motley Crue, Van Halen, ZZ Top. I'm like, this is my thing. And they went with Michael Jackson, Culture Club, and stuff like that, and Corey Hart.
Yeah.
Wham.
Bad decision. Bad decision.
And I was
Wham though.
Not bad decision.
Yeah, Cure,
Yeah.
And then later on, I went to Cure.
Oh, really?
And
Flock of Seagulls?
Smiths and all that shit, and I was like, I'm not going that route because I associated with those people. But anyways, in grade 9, I was the only guy from the rocker group that was going on the bus to Brantford with all these other guys that I used to fight at recess all the time, and they just tortured me like daily, right? Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And then one day I went to the back of the bus. I used to sit with my sister at the front of the bus. A real tough move.
Nice move.
Yeah. And then
Safe.
And then I would go. And then one day I was like saying to my sister, I'm like, I'm going to the back of the bus to sit with these guys. And then I remember the one guy's like giant, eh? He's like, this big giant guy.
Big Tex.
And that's why Charter's mouth got real big because he's sitting with this big guy all the time. And then so I go to the back of the bus and I just punch him in the nose right away because I thought like I got you go after the big guy like prison, right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
you just throw up a flag.
yeah, prison rules. You go after the big guy, punch him in the nose real quick. And his eyes all teared up, and he was like, "Why'd you have to punch me in the mouth or in the nose or whatever?" He's real. And then I just sat back there from then on. And then those guys are both at my wedding party. They were like ended up being my best friends.
It was funny, and then you'd have the guys. I remember who would come back from like summer vacation, and they would switch teams. Like, I remember one guy, Norm. I won't say his last name, but he was a all-in rocker, like long hair. He came into grade 9 with like long blonde hair. Do you remember Norm?
Hey, I know who you're talking about.
And then I think he was like that for grade 9 and 10. Then grade 11, he shows up, shaved head, wearing a flight jacket, with like a spider web tattoo on his elbow, right into the skinheads, just like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Norm, what the hell?
Yeah, you just you'd see people like all of a sudden decide they're going to join this team. They look exactly like that.
Yeah.
I know all the skateboarder guys that we went to high school with. They were all like Harley guys when they were adults.
Yeah, that's right.
You just pick another team.
Yeah.
Wear their outfit. Like it's to me, it's like you don't have your own identity, right?
It's kind of weird, eh?
Yeah, you're just looking for a group to accept you. Where Dutch Hall is the group that accepts all of us,
Right. It's a nice
Right.
mix.
the rest of us. Yeah.
Even Germans.
Very inclusive.
So you know that we are the only late night talk show / variety show in Canada.
Really?
Better than Mike Bullard, even.
Yes. Did you know the history of why is this computer dead? There we go. You know, there's only been, this is the amount of talk shows we've had in Canada. We had, the last one we had was George Strombanopoulos
Oh, yeah.
tonight, which was a pretty good one, to be
Was a
honest
good
with you.
one.
You remember that one?
Yeah, he had some, like,
Strombo.
Strombo's a good interviewer. There's no
yeah.
question about
Doesn't
it.
he do something in his, like, house or garage or
He
something
does now.
Yeah, that's cool. He still has, like...
Well, like
a-
his own thing now?
Yeah, he'll have,
Yeah.
like, a band in there, and they play in his house, and it seems like it's
Is it
lot
like a
of fun.
podcast or something? Like something he's doing himself?
No, I don't think... It's not a
It
pod.
might be tied into a radio
a
show.
YouTube, yeah.
I don't
maybe.
listen to radio either.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But he's still, like, he keeps up with what's happening. around.
But it's not like...
Thank you, Dave.
CBC produced
yeah.
or anything.
But
no.
the other one he had was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
But you know what it didn't do? It didn't showcase really... I don't remember seeing any performances on that show.
Well, it got him that CBC Hockey Night in Canada gig, though, so he must have been doing something right, because they loved him, right? They chose him.
Yeah, I know, but do you think that was good for him?
No, it was horrible.
He was doing the
wasn't-
right thing, I think,
He's
before.
he's a hockey fan. He's a big Habs fan. He talked to exactly, but it didn't work out. We're so old school in Canada that he was just too new wave, I guess, for the
hockey?
old hockey fans of
Yeah, yeah.
traditional.
Yeah, I agree. He's
Like
just
10
stuck
years
with
from-
what he was doing.
Right, 10
And
years
interviewed
from
the
now-
odd hockey player.
Yeah, I thought his show suited him really, really well, right?
Right.
That
And-
last show he had was perfect for him.
Yeah, and then network TV in America picked him up and
Yeah.
Yeah.
CNN,
put him in,
right?
put him in with like politicians and stuff, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just died.
He's Oprah's favorite interviewer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's interviewed Oprah more than anyone else.
Oprah.
There's
Oprah.
a Dutch Hall fact for you.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep, that's a fact. Anyway, Strombo is good. I have nothing to say bad about him. Do you guys remember Ed and Red's night party?
Ed the Sock.
Yeah, it was Ed the Sock
Add the sock, yeah.
on City TV.
I remember that, yeah.
Did he
That
chomp-
went till 2008. It went 1995 to 2008.
Did that sock puppet smoke cigars?
Yeah, he's still around, man. Ed the Sock's still going strong, man. I know Black Zeus, who's been on this show. He just did a show with Ed the Sock.
Really?
Yeah.
Is the guy that holds the puppet and does the voice, has he done anything else? Or is he just that sock?
There's what? A guy that what?
Yeah, that's
What?
That's a puppet?
I thought it was a
What are you
talking
talking
sock.
about?
What the fuck?
Green hair at one time.
Sock.
That guy's hilarious, by the way. That guy's
Yeah.
really funny. Yeah,
He's like Triumph the.
Right.
yeah.
The
That's
insults
Robert
thing.
Schmeichel.
Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Who
I
ripped
can't
off
think of
who,
the guy.
though?
Ed the Sock was
was after.
Oh, that's a good question, Mike.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think Triumph might
Ed
have.
the Sock might have been before, and Triumph ripped off Ed the Sock.
I think so.
Might have been.
Even with the cigar and stuff, like fuck it,
Yeah.
fuck Triumph, I know. I didn't think of it that, but I bet you we had it first in Canada.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
Hey?
Hey. Let's
Hey.
get some maple syrup, eh?
yeah, rub it on my
I'll put it on the roof. The rough.
the rough with my big.
With my boots.
The Mike Bullard Show from 2003 to 2004.
Nice dimples.
Really? It was 1 year?
1 year, but before that there was Open Mic with Mike Bullard.
All right.
Oh.
On CTV from 97 to 2003. So that was like
6 years.
like 6-year run, and then he went one season to Global from CTV.
Jesus.
But that show was shit,
Horrible.
shit sandwich,
Painful.
like absolutely terrible. I would watch it like religiously because I wanted it so bad to be good.
Yes. I watched it as well.
Yeah, and every day he'd come out and do his monologue, and you're like, this guy fucking sucks, right? And his interviews too, he was barely like paying attention to what they're saying.
Yeah, it was bad.
You know, and they still he just did Yuck Yucks a couple weeks
No
ago,
way.
and they still introduced him as the only late night talk show host in Canada or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like he really still playing up
Mike
that as a
Bullard.
success, but it was like really a sad time for Canada because we're like we have all these great Canadians that are like funny as hell.
Hilarious, yeah.
And you're like, we have none of them have any work,
Yeah.
you know, and then you couldn't even get enough writers to make a guy look funny. That like, I'm sure, like maybe he's not. You have like multiple people to make that guy look funny,
Right.
Yeah.
It's
and they couldn't do it.
They all failed.
Yeah,
it's like the only thing that we can do as Canadians that we can produce very well is Hockey Night in Canada.
yeah,
It seems like every other show that's on, it's like you can tell it's Canadian. Like, oh, this show's Canadian. 'Cause
yeah,
It's very poorly done.
yeah.
Like you can tell right away. Like,
Why
oh, what
is
is
that?
this?
It's getting better though.
Anna Green Gables.
Yeah, like what's the?
Sure.
It's like the British fucking monarchy show, whatever it is. Like,
That's when everything went to HD, and people started getting these HD TVs, and you weren't used to seeing it, and you'd look at it, and you're like, everything looks like fucking Canadian television. Like I don't know what it was. It looked like all of a sudden looked too real, and
Yeah.
it looked like bad acting.
yeah, oh.
And like
low budget.
yeah, just because it was so clear, you know what I mean? I watched Christmas Vacation. No, European Vacation.
Right.
You know, European Vacation, and it was at my parents when they got their HD TV, and I was watching it, and I was like, there was a scene actually where they show that girl's tits in Germany, and I remember like it looked like someone's home video, like it was so like lifelike, or like a
Like
like
actually there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I don't notice it at all. Now I grow to
'Cause we're
accept,
used to it, yeah.
grow to expect it. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that with sports. Like if I watch a standard def hockey game, it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, we're the same.
Garbage.
Yeah, this is
I
terrible.
want to see like where they cut their blades on the ice.
Yeah, yeah.
Same with like football, anything, golf.
Oh yeah, NASCAR.
Yeah. See the tires on the track just all over the place.
Yeah, they need Smellovision though. Except for
Scratch
porn.
and sniff.
Except for porn.
Yeah, you don't want Smellovision for porn. That's going to be bad for ratings. I'll tell you that right now. Charters.
Be big in Germany.
So, did I tell you that all the stuff got you a bottle of Polish vodka?
Oh, thank you,
You
Ella.
think that's for me?
Definitely not.
It's definitely geared towards you.
I see a
Charters.
nice bag of chips over there too.
Also, I said to you, Charles, do you like, because she sent 3 bags, big bags of Swiss Chalet chips.
What?
And I'm like,
Swiss
Charles,
Chalet?
yeah. I go, Charles, do you like Swiss Chalet chips? And he's like, I always ask for extra sauce. I love that. I love Swiss Chalet sauce.
I'm trying to remember if in high school I took Ella to Swiss Chalet or something. Maybe she's got some memory.
Is it possible you had a secret romance? Is this why we have a super fan, Ella Steppa Jones? Should Mr. Jones be worried here?
Ella Stippa. That's what it says in my yearbook.
I get you. All right. Well, we're kind of getting close to the time where we got to get started with feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. Feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Motherfucking feedback.
Charters.
Today's welcome to feedback. We got feedback. Today's feedback is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to, if you have any Christmas shopping left to do, I'll tell you, you want some quick stuff? Look what's on Amazon Prime. But before you go to Amazon, go to livefromthedutchhall.com. Turn off your ad blocker for
and your
fuck.
bullshit attitude.
Yeah, just turn it off, for heaven's sakes. And then click on the Amazon banner. Go do your Amazon shopping. Get the Prime thing.
It's your last chance to get the gift before Christmas.
Get the gift. Give some of that money to the Dutch Hall. We all of a sudden become more awesome. Next thing you know, we're living the high life. We got bitches all around us. Whatever our dreams are.
Making it rain.
Yeah. We're doing the things that we want to do. Anyway, that's how you got to do. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Norpac.
The beef people.
That's Paul Van Dyke, everyone.
Hey.
A long day of work. He's still wearing his work clothes. He came right from work to here, right? Is that what happened? Please tell me.
Work hockey here.
Work hockey here, and you
Still
never
fit
change
in
your clothes. You saw an entire hockey game with a nail in your boot from the from the day of work.
Yeah, that nail went in my boot about 9 o'clock this morning too.
And he took it out here and handed it to me. It was a smelly nail in his boot. Yeah, it went down his coveralls, which he's still wearing, and then it went down his coveralls into his boot, and it stayed there the entire day, digging into his foot. He felt it, but he didn't want to have to take his boot off.
Well, it's a real chore.
Once those insulated coveralls are on, it's a lot of work.
Exactly.
Those things are secured.
But it wasn't the coveralls; it was the boot. He just had to take the boot off.
Well, then you got to adjust the coveralls and get the zippers, and I know all about it, Paul. It's a hassle.
It's a hassle.
It's cold out, then your foot gets cold.
That's right.
No good.
Anyways, Norpac.
The beef people.
I just want to thank them for their support of the show, and a Merry Christmas to the people at Norpac.
I'm
The
looking.
beef people.
I'm looking forward to a real important meeting tomorrow at NORPAC.
Meeting?
Yes, meeting.
It's a
Meeting. MEATI. It's good, Dave. That's rich.
This is where the year's discussion and next year's problems will be solved.
Yeah, tomorrow at the
That's right. It's
meeting.
important to look to the future.
And we also have to talk about Yarmy Electric. This is Christmas, and I think my cousin Derek of Yarmy Electric has realized that he has made way too many children. He has planted deep, maybe more than necessary. Maybe he could have thought of other options, because right now, especially during the Christmas season, he is just busy. He's busier than a dog with two dicks, as they say around here. And I'll tell you, if your Christmas tree's smoking a little bit, and you're having some ideas about calling Derek Yarmy because you think the health and safety of your family is at stake, well, think again. Fuck off right now. The man's busy. Yarmy Electric, if we don't get it right the first time, we'll get it right the second time. And if we don't get it right the second time,
You can go fuck yourself.
brought to you by Clean Flow.
Best sponsor ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is the best sponsor
Clean
ever.
Flow.
And Clean Flow is one of the biggest sponsors for our effort to go to live streaming video,
So close.
which I was really wanting to do with our season 5 premiere, because I thought that would be great. Season 5, we do the live stream starting. And the package that I have that needs to come was going to come today or tomorrow. It looks like it's coming tomorrow because it didn't come today. So we're hoping I can figure out this technology and it's going to work by next week.
All
Then
right.
we're hoping.
Yes.
So the one commitment we're going to need from the band and stuff like that is pick a start time so we can actually make the start time so people can count on when they're going to watch the live stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
That's the one thing that we'll need to work
Yeah.
out. There,
Diva
Diva
Cup Dave.
charters on your phone. Fuck. So we have to figure out when we can actually try to get to a start time that we can people can count on, or somewhere close at
Get
least.
them excited.
Yeah, so they know what to do. Lying in bed with your wife, you don't. I don't know. If you show her charters, there's no sex. That's all I was trying to get at.
Negative.
Yeah, you're gonna be having no sex if we show Dave. Are you considered to be an what do you call the opposite of aphrodisiac, Dave? Dave, right? Okay. we have to go to feedback because every week we ask. But I have one more. Promotion. I'm actually headlining at New Limburg Brewery in Nixon on January 4th.
Hey.
And so if you'd like to come down and watch me headline, there's a bunch of other comics there that night, and it should be good. I'm still trying to twist the arms of the Nocturnal Emissions to come and play a couple of things with me, but they have been it's been like crickets. It's like once in a while you put something out on the Dutch Hall message board where you're like, hey guys, you got any ideas for next week's show? Nothing. Zero. And another time it's like, hey, you like the Chutters is a homo, you know? and then all of a sudden it's like bleep, 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 like messages galore, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And then, so message received. But I'm trying to twist their arms. We might be able to play at least Eduardo with some faction of the Nocturnal Emission. Some portion
element
of
it.
Yeah, some element.
I can be there.
Yeah. At least Steve will be there. Look at that. A commitment that at least Steve from the Nocturnal Emissions will be there for a headlining gig.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Enthusiastically.
I know Wes can't do it because he's working. But every week we ask for people. Anyways, headline Nixon. Go to Nixon, New Limburg, right? Every week we ask for feedback.
What about Van Dyke Party Services?
Oh, I got a plan for that
Oh, good.
this week. Manny Fajo gave us some feedback on Facebook.
Thanks, Manny.
And this was after our 4-year. We did an announcement that it was a 4-year actual anniversary date, December 19th, and we sent out a message. And Manny Fajo writes, "The Dutch Hall means so much to me. I've met so many great people through being a super fan. Hope to hear the show for many more years to come. Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy New Year." And that's for Manny Fajo. And we'll say to Manny, it's been just as much fun having you as a super fan.
Oh, has it
Sure
ever?
has.
Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Cheers, Manny.
Yeah, it's great having you. Also, we had another old friend of the show, Chris Pick. He's actually the star of Porno and Fisting Are German, soon to be the #1 all-time episode of Live from the Dutch Hall. I'm sure we're about 70 listens away from
Thank
it
you,
being
Chris.
the #1 episode, and it still gets listens every week. So that Chris Pick says, "Merry Christmas, boys," and you know what? Merry Christmas, Chris Pick.
Right back at you,
Hey,
buddy.
Chris.
I like every episode he's been on. And Joe Rylette, who actually filmed our
Easter egg.
mustache
Yeah,
show
mustache.
and
And our Easter egg
our
commercial.
Easter egg commercial, which has never been edited and is sitting there.
Yep.
And I actually have gotten a lot of other footage from 20 years ago, a lot of which Charters is in, that I can do whatever I please with now because I made it. I took it off a tape and put it on digital.
VHS
Oh,
to
I can't wait to
disc.
see it.
Is that what
Yeah.
you did?
So we might be in the 2018. We'll definitely be bringing some of these surprises.
We're going to analyze the play-by-play of
Oh,
Charters.
it's brutal. It's not just Charters. I mean, it's more embarrassing for me, I think, because I hate myself when I watch these things. But Charters to me is funny. Like I like him. He reminds me of his kid, actually. He reminds me of your oldest son when I watch you
Oh,
when you're
man.
young now. 'Cause it's funny. Like you don't think of yourself as being any different. You look back. Seems like yesterday, and you look at the video of it, and you're like, holy crap. It's like I'm such a loser, man. It's so long ago. Anyways, we have all that coming up, so thank you. Oh, Joe Rylette,
Thanks, Joe.
who says, "Congrats on 4 seasons. Nice lions." Turns out Joe's got the same lions we have in front of the Dutch Hall in front of his place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not with the same crest from the Gimmert.
From Gibbet.
Yeah.
That is in Southern Holland.
Oh, Southern Holland?
Yes, Noord-Brabant.
Yeah, North Brabant. Anyways, the only other person we have to listen to is we've been doing a new segment every week with a listener that gives us feedback on probably every platform that we have: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes, Podbean. It's our cheese lady,
Hey.
Teresa from the Second Mouse. It's time to check with the cheese lady.
Well, we're checking on the cheese lady. Yeah, the cheese lady. Checking on the cheese lady. Always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady. On the cheese lady. Checking on the cheese lady. Always having fun.
This week from
Nailed it.
This week from Podbean, she says the cheese song rocks, and so does the Dutch Hall. Thanks, guys. Happy face.
Thank you.
P.S. Kudos to the beautiful Jane. for taking care of the boys each week. Hashtag unsung hero, which I think is bullshit. She is absolutely not an unsung hero. I sing her praises every week. What are you talking about?
She
She's
deserves
not
it.
unsung. I'm singing her praises. What more do you want from me? How much more can I sing about this? Jane's wonderful. And she says also, hashtag sense of humor, which I think that's referring to you. Who is
Sorry,
that?
Larry.
Oh, thank you. You apologize to my sister.
For Dave.
You did it?
Yeah, fuck you, Dave.
Oh, Steve, you should never apologize for Dave. Never. Let my sister hate him, just like my dad. I also want to give a shout out to Big Dutch in New Zealand.
Hey.
We've got a lot of listens
All the way over there.
in New Zealand, and we have a sneaking suspicion it's a super fan of ours, Alex van der Voort.
That's how they say it in Holland.
Yeah, and he's a great listener to the show, a supporter. And I always want to say to Alex, hopefully listening live from the Dutch Hall out there in New Zealand is just going to help you just a little bit so you don't get homesick over Christmas. We're all thinking of you out there, and have a good time and make sure you live it up. And as Paul, my brother, would tell you from his experiences in New Zealand,
Spread your seed, my friend.
spread it thickly. Spread it thickly with both hands. All over that part of the globe. What you need to do is populate. There's more sheep than people in New Zealand until Big Dutch got there, and then there's gonna be way more people. Big giant Dutch people.
He's been checking in with me every now and then. He told me to send a message to Paul that he's been noticing the odd person around New Zealand with a thick-bridged nose and with a darker skin. So he's just been talking to him here and there at the grocery store, wondering if they maybe don't have a good touch, like they're not in touch with their father much.
Right.
The strong smell of
No
musk.
no confirmation yet, but yes, a heavy. He knows the musk. Oh yeah,
There is a lot of very quote-unquote handsome women.
that's right.
In New Zealand that are like nice broad-shouldered women, you know, with a bit of a pot belly.
Oh yes, they can handle the musk.
Yeah, just everywhere.
But no confirmation yet, so all's good.
Thank goodness, eh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something if Alex was over there in New Zealand and he ended up hooking up with some chick and it turns out
It's Paul's.
it's Paul's kid? Yeah.
That'd be a beautiful offspring.
What year were you there, Paul?
I was 23.
What 2000, right? It was 99 2000. So 99 2000. So like 2000. That's 17 years ago, right? So she'd be 17 now. So he'd have to be banging a 17-year-old, which I think is bad. Right?
He's 22, I do believe. So
He's 22.
22, 23. Yeah, he's right in the. That's still.
Well,
It's
you can't bang a 17-year-old when you're
18, I
22.
think.
Yeah, at that age, not acceptable.
I think when you're 22, 18. I think when you're 42,
Still 18.
No. No, that's not true. I couldn't bang an 18-year-old because they're too like I have nothing in common or to talk to them about. But then that being said, I have lots of common with me. What? Oh, you mean because I'm not? Yeah, you have to talk into a microphone if you do that again. But but you're saying if you what she said was, are you talking or are you just fucking them? Right.
I think that's what she meant.
Right.
Why are you talking if you are just fucking?
Because every girl I fuck in my head, I marry. I marry them because that's why how broken I am. I think in my head that when you fuck somebody, you marry them and live the rest of your life fucking them. Because that's the only experience I've ever had. That's what I really think. Isn't that stupid? I could just pretend I was going to bang this girl and tell her to shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to know about that. You know, like Girl Meets World, not Boy Meets World. You don't even know that there was a Boy Meets World. I'm like, I don't even know Boy Meets World. That's way after my time. You know Happy Days? Like, Happy Days? What the fuck is Happy Days? It's like, fuck you. Right? That's all we would talk about. But just for if I could just concentrate on the sexual encounter is what you're saying, then I should be fine. Just concentrate on the fact this girl's like super hot and like 20 or whatever, and don't worry about the fact she's dumb as a post and doesn't know who like Motley Crue is.
Or Bowser.
And this is why you're not getting laid by her.
Bowser from Shauna. Well, I wouldn't want to get laid by her.
Okay.
Yeah, not Bowser from Super Mario.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see?
But it would
See?
work. It still works.
Yeah.
Good reference.
She would think Bowser
85.
from Super Mario, and then I would be like Bowser from Sha-Na-Na. Next thing you know, we're showing up at some sort of, I think we're going to a Sha-Na-Na concert at the fairgrounds.
And you end up at a Comic-Con.
And I'm ended up at Comic-Con. Now I'm fucking a furry. I got an action figure up my ass. So I don't know what's going on.
Got to wear a costume.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea. That's all I'm saying. It's generational. It's a generational difference. I would never dress up like fucking C-3PO and go to a movie. It's stupid. You wear your clothes, you go to a movie. You don't dress up in a fucking costume. Who you doing it for? It doesn't make sense.
What are you in the movie?
You're not in the movie. You're in the movie theater eating popcorn and dressed like Chewbacca. What's wrong with you?
You're hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
You're sweating. You can't breathe.
The mask,
You're
you
smelling
can't
your
see
own
out.
breath the whole time. How are you even eating the fucking popcorn?
It's not a very good.
You got to feed it with one at a time with your finger through the mouth hole of Chewbacca's mask? Is it worth it?
What about a
Yeah.
stormtrooper's helmet? Good luck with that.
Yeah. Why would you want to be a stormtrooper anyways? They're expendable bullshit. Right? There's not even one of the good characters. I'm going to dress up like fucking background noise. Like, who gives a fuck? They just get shot.
Like the Foot Clan in Ninja Turtles. Same thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get
they're-
beat up.
Yeah, they're garbage. They're just meant to be beat up. Yeah.
Or
Or
the-
those generic ninjas, like the when you have like ninja stuff, and there's like a red ninja, and he fucking kicks all the black ninjas' asses.
Yeah.
They all just suck.
Imagine being one of them black ninjas.
Yeah, those are all bullshit. Because why is everyone waiting for their turn to get beat up?
In case that guy wins.
Yeah, they don't want to mix it up. They don't want to mess with it. It would just be like 20 guys kicking that guy in the ribs,
Yeah.
right? That's what in real life what it would be. Don't you think?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's why it's not real life.
That's right.
Oh, before we get any further into this,
Oh.
I am going to. There's only one other guy too that we have to get to, and that's our good buddy, the Haitian Dwarf. He gives us feedback every week on iTunes, and this week is no exception. Actually, he got bounced this week on iTunes. He got bounced, so he had to give it to us at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com.
Okay.
And that's our good buddy, the Haitian Dwarf. Play the theme song, boys.
One, two, three, four. Hi ho, it's off to bed we go.
It's been 5 years to fuck your ears.
Hi ho, hi ho.
It was in the ballpark, right?
It's been 5 years now. We will fuck your ears.
Yeah, I don't know what I was supposed to say. But
It's 5 years, motherfucker.
Yeah, 5 years. Anyway, the Asian Dwarf, he got I don't know why. Sometimes he puts his feedback on up to iTunes and they bounce it. They say they don't like it. This one, I don't see what the problem was. He said he gave us 5 stars. And he entitles this week's feedback, "Booze is good." Which is weird because last week's show was we interviewed a alcoholic, reformed alcoholic, and Haitian Dwarf, and tells it booze is good. He says, dot, dot, dot. That's how he starts it. Dot, dot, dot.
999.
Like he's coming into it, He goes, dot, dot, dot. But the only thing I'm addicted to is crack. If you know what I mean. You know what he means?
Nope.
Haitian Dwarf is a huge pussy hound. Eh? Did you know that about Haitian Dwarf? He is a huge pussy hound. He loves it. Eh? You know, I know why chicks love the Haitian Dwarf.
Why is
Because the Haitian Dwarf's like torso is a regular adult human torso,
that? Right.
and you know what's at the bottom of his torso? His cock.
A thick cock.
Yeah, and you know what? His cock's nothing different than the rest of our cocks. It's a regular cock, right? But his legs are so small. That cock, compared to his small legs, looks fucking enormous. Right?
Yep.
Chicks dig it. It's just an illusion, girls. Put it up to a penny. Then you have something to reference it by. Don't look at his legs, You're thinking those are regular, like giant, human legs, Like to us, I call us giants. We're just a regular size. But, I want to make us seem like giants so they feel important. Like they're regular. Oh. Anyways, Haitian Dwarf. His dick is regular size. Thank you. Thank you, Isidore, for that feedback.
Thanks, HB.
And if anybody wants to give us feedback in the future, you know how to do it. You can go on Live from the Dutch Hall at gmail.com, give us an email, or you can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that bullshit, and give us a message. You know what, Michael? Sometimes I give you guys grief about not contributing to the show, but Michael Bowe this week contributed to the show.
I did.
Above everyone else.
Wow.
And this is how easy it is to do, just so you guys all know. He went on Twitter, he saw something he liked, thought it might be interesting to the show. He put at Dutch Hall on it, and then it came to me, and then I was like, oh, I can talk about it on the show now.
Yes.
And what we love to talk about here, because we're from Norfolk County, is that we love to talk about local news that makes the big news
That's
from
right.
our area.
Like the stripper pole
Yeah, like the stripper pole in
from
Port Dover.
I wonder if they found it yet.
Yeah, someone stole a stripper pole out of someone's bedroom, right? And this one is also as weird a story as a stripper pole, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Wyndham Center, which is like kind of where I grew up. Wyndham Center.
Oh, yeah.
That someone found a deer carcass tied to their mailbox with the head of the deer cut off and thrown into their driveway.
That was in Wyndham Center?
Yeah,
At Wyndham Center.
Yeah, nice surprise.
Wow.
You know how I knew it was in Wyndham Center when I was reading the article? Constable Ed Sanchuk.
Yeah.
I read
know.
the name and I'm like, that's familiar.
Yeah, when I saw Wyndham, and it was actually from a different, like it said something different on the top, like Wingham or something, like it was like some different region,
Right.
not us.
Right.
So I thought, oh, maybe there's another Wyndham somewhere. And then when I read Ed Stanchuk, I'm like, oh, that's us.
our guy.
Yeah, he's the only guy that ever talks to the paper around
That's right.
here.
Did they mention the velodrome?
What's the in Wyndham Center?
Yeah.
Home of the velodrome. Wyndham Center is known for their velodrome. Because there's not very many velodromes.
No.
And Wyndham Center has one. I used to ride my bike from my farm and go to the velodrome
Oh, yeah.
and ride around that track. It was awesome.
It
man.
was awesome.
It's a super bank track, and you go around there. And every once in a while, you go see races, and they have these guys riding bikes, but they got like something on their ass, it's like a pocket. If you had a back pocket and you filled it with Kleenex, and then you like stuck it inside out, and then filled it with Kleenex. So there was like sticking out like a pocket,
Right.
but like filled, sticking out of your ass, right? Like inside out pocket filled.
What's
Right.
that for?
And when they would ride around the track, the other person on the other team would grab that pocket thing and push him. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like when it would be the relay time, they would ride their bike up and the other guy would get started, and the person that was like
It's like the baton.
relaying it to him would grab that ass pocket thing and then just fucking fling him, That's what they would do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either till I went to Wyndham Center and I watched it on the velodrome.
And now people are friggin' killing deer. Like it's deer hunting season and they're hanging
Yeah.
carcasses on each other's.
So what do you think? What do you think's the deal about like what could possibly lead to that, like that result? You know what I mean? Does anyone have any sort of scenario where it's not just something like what has to happen for a deer to have his head cut off and tied to your mailbox?
After you shoot it, they hang it and skin it.
Right.
Which they'll take off the head and the skin. So, and by that time you're probably a few beers deep. And then
It's
it
accurate.
might become a good idea to fuck with your buddy.
That's what I'm thinking too. They're just fucking with their buddy.
Because
And
no
the
one-
wife doesn't approve.
No, she
no
calls
one
the
likes-
She does
constable.
not see the humor
No
in
humor.
it.
I
And
Do
think
you think
Saul
someone
Jack
just
is
put a
getting
deer
phone
on
call.
someone's like mailboxes to fuck with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
like that guy did to Dave with his Christmas lights on the ladder.
oh,
If
that's
you
a great
leave-
story.
if you
But
leave
that's a great story. But we have to tell the people at home about it, eh? Charters is notorious for getting most of his work done, and not all of it. Especially like yard work kind of thing. Like he has a pile of mulch on his driveway forever. We had a guy call our show one time about it and bitch about it. Remember that?
Yeah.
365
One of
days
my
a year.
neighbors, yeah.
And you finally got that mulch pile gone, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a topsoil pile at one time, right? And then that topsoil pile is gone, right?
Yeah, it's gone.
So this year, everything's on top. Dave's on top of everything, eh? Looking like a star of the neighborhood. And then it's Christmas light time, right? He gets 95% of his Christmas lights done, gets to the last tree, just says, forget it. I'm not going to go back. And then leaves his ladder right on his grass. His neighbors are passing by it for like How long? How long was that?
2
out there?
weeks.
2 weeks. He's got a ladder on his lawn.
Laying on the lawn.
10-foot step ladder. No, standing up right beside the tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
He just didn't get to finishing it. And which is really understandable when you realize the guy's like a master of industry with 4 children. That he's running around. He's coaching a fucking hockey team. He's playing in a church band. And he does this, right? So, like, yeah, I guess it's...
he's busy.
I guess you could find other things to do. But anyways, his neighbors got sick of driving past it and decorated it with Christmas lights. So now his ladder is decorated on his front lawn. And
They plugged it right
They
into the
decorated
other
the
lights.
ladder, too.
Yeah, with lights.
Well played.
not the tree, just the
Just the
ladder.
ladder?
Yeah. So now it's the other trees and the ladder lit up on his yard. You should see the picture of it.
Did you just leave it?
Yeah, I can't.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Now it's a funny joke. Like
Yeah.
now it's a funny joke
Yeah,
for the
it was
rest of the
good.
Christmas season. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to take down now.
Yeah.
Because it's a great story too when people come in. Do you know which neighbor did it?
No, I don't. No, I have no idea.
Whoever it is funny, man.
Yeah,
Like that's a
thank you.
good
That's a
good
good
bit, man. I never saw that coming. They hate you, man. They hate you. But like they like you because they did that. They felt comfortable enough to do that. But they hate you because because they obviously are bothered by your behavior, right?
The
It
mulch
must have got to
piles,
him.
the
Yeah.
topsoil piles.
Yeah. That's what I like about it. Charters is like in the neighborhood, there are people talking about what he's not doing. That's the funniest thing to me. I'm always scared of that because I've never lived in a neighborhood before, and now I live in a neighborhood where people can like.
You think old
monitor your
You think
behavior.
old Eagle's Nest over there isn't keeping an eye on what's happening?
Oh shit, man! Yeah, we got the mayor of Pine Grove here because it lives across the road from me. If I don't bring my garbage bag in for a day or garbage pails in for a day, like, there's a talk around
Checking if you're okay.
his household. I don't know what's going on with Petey over there.
He hasn't been out and get his garbage. I can't believe letting the kids get on the bus.
I was at my neighbor's house one time, and I was at this one window, and I'm looking out his window, and I'm like, I can see like everybody's house in the whole neighborhood from here. Like you have a viewpoint of everyone's house. And he's like, well, I just sit here all day sometimes and watch what's going on. Like he knows everybody's like when they're cutting their grass, when they're doing whatever, you know. It's something, man. I'm not used to it, but you eventually get used to it. Like I'm kind of used to it now, you know. Because most of the time my neighbors we just hide from each other and don't
I lived in a town for a little bit, and I couldn't handle the neighbor thing. I'm just so used.
Did you have a neighborhood Christmas party
to
when you lived in?
I think they did, but I didn't go.
No.
No, I only lived there for like 2 or 3 years, so I didn't. I knew I wasn't going to stay there forever.
We got one tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know if I'm the black sheep of the neighborhood or not because we don't like everyone waits for the bus with their kids because they're young kids,
Right.
and our kids are old, and we're like, I'm not going to wait out for the bus with them now. They're in high school. We're going to embarrass them, right? Like if we wait out for the bus with them,
Right. But are you excited to go, or no?
To the party?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like
don't
all my
think-
neighbors.
I don't think you're the black sheep. Like if you're excited to go, then you're not the black sheep. Right?
Oh, our neighbors are great.
Yeah.
This is a good neighborhood. It's
Hell yeah.
pretty. We're pretty lucky. I got all good neighbors. If you have a shit neighbor like Charters, it like really does make you're like I spent like how much money on this house and like I have to live by Dickhead McGee.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You guys lucked out here. Good community. Old PG.
Yeah. Well, Charters neighborhood's nice too.
Oh yeah.
Even and Steve's a country. Are you right in Delhi, Wes?
Yep.
Is it? You got any neighbors that are problems?
No, they're all old, and I think
You're the problem.
I am the problem.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I've had three or four die since we moved in.
Oh, do you kill them at all?
That is old.
Oh yeah. It's not because of you, is it?
I hope not.
Yeah. Just the sight of Wes come moving in. Oh, it just makes them say
Keel
forget it,
over.
our time has passed.
It's a pretty quiet neighborhood. They're all old. They keep to themselves.
Delhi's got a lot. Delhi's still kind of one of the best value places to buy
Bang for your buck.
property.
Yeah.
Yeah, bang for your buck. Yeah.
And it's crazy right now, but yeah.
And saying what as crazy as it is right now, it's still okay.
Yeah.
Even as high as it is there. Anyways, we wanted to get into the regular part of our program. I just thought because it's Christmas, it is Christmas time, and this is our last show before the Christmas. that we would try to have a little bit of a Christmas celebration with the crew. But the thing is, Paul, a band. I've not bought you any gifts this year. 0 gifts. There was actually budget for it and everything. I just decided not to because I didn't really want to make you feel too good about yourself. That's all. That because I feel like you wouldn't work as hard on the show. You know what I mean?
We have to earn it.
You have to earn my love like the listeners do by sending us free shit, which this is another week went by. No free shit.
Why do you think I don't give you a beer?
Why?
Because I don't get no gifts. Fuck you, get your own beer.
Yeah. Did I give you gifts last year?
Yep.
I think so. Didn't
What?
we get
No,
guitar?
Dave
gave us
did.
guitar picks.
Yeah.
Dave gave us gifts.
One year I bought those things and put them up.
Yeah,
And
I
that
think I
was
got
kinda-
a file folder.
Yeah, I got you a file
I
folder.
was happy about that.
That's right.
I got Dave a drum kit. Look at that.
Yeah.
What is it? What more are you a bitch about, guys? Every week there's a case of beer in the fridge. You know, today the
That's a gift.
beer is brought to you by Jen Husko, super fan.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
thanks, Jen.
Jen.
But you know what? Even with that, because we're drinking some of our Coronas right now, I'm going to say Manny Fajo's a listener of the week this week.
Oh, he's the listener of the week. This is his week.
I thought the sentiment was really nice.
Hey, Manny, it's your week.
It's his week. Just enjoy your week, buddy, and enjoy Christmas. Merry Christmas, bud.
But
And what?
not Jen, though.
No, Jen was listener of the week last week, wasn't she?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't
She
like to go
deserved it.
back to back.
No,
She deserved it. She spoiled us rotten.
Yeah, the chocolate letters. What a treat.
Oh, Michael, you have to try one of these bonbons that we got from.
So
Just a
delicious.
schnoopka?
You kept some?
Oh, it's a schnoopka.
Well, I made sure because I put them by Paul, and he was starting to wolf them back. And if you put the candies too close to him, he friggin' make sure you pass those to Wes and Michael.
This is a dick move.
What are these little treats?
Don't eat the last one, Steve. You already tried them. They're really good.
I took one.
There's a blue one in here. The rest are brown, and the one is blue. That looks special.
Eat the blue one, Mike.
I think
You're
it's-
special.
I think it's for Wes.
Oh, Wes is the blue one. Well, you're the big old getting married guy.
I should have went with the blue.
Who brought those in?
That's from the cheese lady.
Oh, they are nice.
Yeah, they're really good bonbons. We also got some speculas there, Dave, as well.
Specula?
Yeah, windmill cookies.
Oh, she's a little bit.
You have
cookie.
those? They're a little ginger.
Dip,
Settle your stomach.
dip it in a nice tea.
Is that what you do, Mike?
I like a nice dip in a tea.
What do you put about milk in the tea?
Well, a little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, maybe even a honey.
I don't know if I put
Just
milk in
the-
my tea.
Good for my
milk.
larynx.
Just dip them in a glass of milk. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the whole
exactly.
box gone.
Speculas.
They're good.
They are good.
They're not like do you guys? We had someone say, am I gonna bring the famous Dutch Hall waffles?" Someone sent me a message that said something about Dutch Hall waffles, right? And I was like, we never had Dutch Hall waffles ever,
Yeah, what?
right?
Belgian
Those are
waffles.
those double Dutch things with the
Oh, that's it, with the.
waffle with the toffee in the
Oh,
middle.
that's what they are.
Yeah, they are delicious. They're not Dutch
They're made in
Hall
Norwich,
waffles.
right? They're
Yeah.
made in Norwich,
Well,
right?
they're not made in Norwich, but
Yeah, they are.
sell them there. Do they make them actually there?
I don't know. Don't you think they make them
They
there?
I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Because it's like a factory.
It's like two waffles and they have like syrup in between and they press them together. It's a real delight.
I think it's right on Baseline Road.
Oh yeah, the Dutch store.
Yeah.
You
No.
think they actually make them there?
No, not at the Dutch store.
Oh, okay.
On Baseline Road, like when you're leaving Hawtree
Oh,
and you're going like
heading towards
you pass Otterville,
maybe you're heading towards a little place called Muir.
Muir. Yeah. You go, but you don't go that far. I don't
No,
think.
you're too far then.
Yeah, you want to go before Muir.
What is up by Muir?
Eastwood.
Princeton?
Yeah, Jumbo. Where do you want to go? You want to go? One time I was in a business meeting and me and this other guy just went. We realized that back in the olden days, this is a Dutch Hall fact. Back in the olden days, like when you were going to ride a horse from a town, you had to go every 15 kilometers. You had to like give the horse water, right?
Yeah.
Because the horse needed a drink or whatever. So every 15 kilometers on all these roads that used to be horse paths, there's a town or some sort of a village of some sort, that where you would get water for your horses, right? So you can kind of go through every community. So we were working for lending money to farmers, so we were traveling the country roads. So
Right.
we ended up we knew like we could map the whole province by 15 kilometers by these shit little towns, like these little like
Watering holes.
watering holes, exactly watering holes, you know. And the whole, if you think about it, like the whole province is really mapped out by these 15-kilometer watering holes,
Yeah,
you know.
makes sense.
And there's a couple mixed in there in the middle, like where you put extra stuff in when you get to the cities.
Grocery store.
Yeah.
Van Stratton Bakery, is that the one you're talking about? On
What do you mean?
53, Van Stratton.
Is that what
Where
it
they make
is?
those
You said
double Dutch cookies?
baseline.
It's right on baseline. It's like in Norwich. You go like Otterville intersection, and then you go Norwich intersection. It's right on the intersection there. That's where they do the double Dutch cookies.
Oh, they are delicious.
I'm pretty sure because we did a fundraiser one time. We sold those things, and that's where we picked them up. Yeah.
So if you guys want to send us some, we'll enjoy them.
Oh yeah, they'd be a great
Well,
sponsor.
yes.
And then that listener who thought that was that we had like some sort of Dutch Hall thing would be factual.
Yeah.
We would actually have the thing.
Be a
Bring
real
'em in.
Dutch Hall fact.
And we need beer too. Like we need a beer sponsor. That's like it's like getting to be
It
ridiculous.
wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I'm sick of buying my own beer. And that's why this week we didn't buy any. We just went with listener beer
Perfect.
because we have
It's
to
our favorite
eventually
kind of
drink it,
beer.
right? Yeah. Anyways, I thought it's Christmas, so we have to like figure out how to celebrate as adults. You know, we have an adult comedy program, right? So I was thinking, what better way to figure out what to do to make this a good Christmas show
Strippers.
than go online and see what they say to do for a Christmas party. So I went to 33 adult party games for just the adults, right? So you're thinking, oh man, this is going to be great. It's going to be adult, right? It's going to be like
Yeah.
risque,
Dirty.
right? Dirty. We're going to have a good time with this. It's going to be perfect for our show. First suggestion they made was the ornament guess. The ornament guess. It's a great way to start your Christmas party is to have guests guess how many ornaments are on your tree when they walk into the party.
Holy fuck.
That's
This is
fucking
a-
lame.
I would
This is a
rather-
very easy game to set up,
Jump off
and
the
you can
cliff.
give a small prize to the winner if you'd like.
What the fuck?
That's what
Yeah.
they consider adult
That's
games for
That's an
Christmas.
adult game.
This is what they consider a party.
Oh, number 2, Christmas Carol Pictionary Relay. Also very adult. Jingle bells, too risque for kids. Too risque for kids. It's a whole bunch of bullshit like this. You know what these people should do? Really?
Fuck right off.
No. They should hire Van Dyke Party Services by going to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll send you between 5 and 29 Van Dyke First Cousins in bright yellow jackets. And all it's going to cost you is $100 of cold hard cash, plus all of our expenses, which will be dear. And if you're not 100% satisfied, we'll return all of that $100 of cold hard cash. But those expenses have run through our bodies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services.
Don't live your life in regret.
Brought to you by Clean Flow.
Clean Flow. I did my job this week.
Did you?
Yeah.
What is going on with Clean Flow? What
Uh,
did you use the Clean Flow product for?
Well, I'll tell you. First, let me tell you what the product was, Pete. It was Clean Flow number 809. It's Honeygoo Holistic Rubber Care.
Really? You used it?
Honeygoo Holistic Rubber Care, yeah. And you know how I don't read much, but I read headlines usually, right? So I read
Right.
like the first line of it. It says Honeygoo Holistic Rubber Care conditions any rubber. So I thought, you know what? I got some old rubbers. Like I had a vasectomy a long time ago, right? 8 years, but I
Right,
still
right.
got some old rubbers kicking around.
Right. Those things are in bad shape.
Yeah, they're in real bad shape, so why not condition them, right?
Right. Exactly.
So I took some Honeygoo Holistic Rubber Care, sprayed it right in there, inside and out. Well, I'll tell you what, spoiled my night.
Why?
My night and her night. Because it hurt. It left a rash on both of us.
What
It
do
was
you mean?
awful.
Why wouldn't that Honeygoo thing
No.
slip right in? Nope.
Turns out it's not for that kind of rubber, Pete.
What do you mean?
I should have read the whole thing. It says conditions any rubber component, including weather stripping, sunroof seals, trunk lids, hoses, and CV boots.
We're not latex condoms?
No, apparently not. Not condoms.
And
Not
it's-
good for condoms.
It's not meant to put on your wife's asshole.
Not for internal use.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part. I need to read more. Anyway, Honeygoo Holistic Rubber Care. Use it on your rubber automotive components.
Automotive is the key word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, we really hope that next week we can get to a live broadcast. Jamie Barham's been here the whole time. We didn't even say hello to him.
Hey.
And we all want to thank him for coming in again for everything he does for the show. Everybody, if you'd like to reach out and give us feedback, there's lots of ways to do it. Live from the Dutch Hall, gmail.com. You can also go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that bullshit, Podbean, all that stuff. You can follow Live from the Dutch Hall. Everyone out there that's listening to the show, please tell a friend and have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody that's listening to the show. We'll see you next week with Shane Bergman's going to be in the
Hey.
house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fresh off his heartbreaking
Oh.
Grey Cup loss.
Still
we'll have
love
to
you,
talk
buddy.
to him about it. But we were all pulling for him heavily on that game. So we hope that it's going to be a great time to see Shane again. And again, come see me at New Lindbergh on January 4th.
Woo.
Until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey.